everybody, I'm here on this rainy Thursday with some more free real estate. Now you may have had your doubts about some of the properties I've covered in the past, but today we have a deal that you just cannot pass up on. And as always, it's free real estate. Today we're going to be covering H2O and Coast properties, and there are a multitude to choose from. So without further ado, let's begin. I love a good apartment just as much as the next guy, but how much can you really make if you only buy one apartment? You have to buy the entire complex. This brings us to our first set of properties, the cohesive property. Notice the spherical shape of the complex caused by surface tension and hydrogen bonds between the molecules. This is truly a lovely set of properties that you can purchase using hydrogen bonds. The hydrogen bonds between each molecule may sound expensive, but as this is free real estate, it comes at no cost to you. You see, because the water molecules are polar, meaning that they have both positive and negative components, but the actual molecule itself cancels out, then the water molecules are attracted to each other and form hydrogen bonds between the negative and positive parts of the molecule, which cause them to form
hydrogen bond
for a nice raindrop-shaped apartment complex. Now we're going to move on to our beachside properties known as specific heat. Now even if you don't like the heat, the H2O properties will keep you cool. Even though I said the properties are beachside, they're good for anywhere with extreme temperatures. This is possible due to water's ability to hold and maintain heat, which can moderate the temperature of the land around it. Just look over here. Isn't that nice? Now we're moving on to our next set of properties, which certainly appear massive, but don't worry, they're not as dense as they seem. We're moving on to the H2O properties solid form, also known as ice, that has the amazing ability to expand when freezing. Now take a close look at these properties. As you can see, then the water molecules have more space in between them than they did at the raindrop apartments, which make them less dense. Now, this is caused by the water molecules' hydrogen bonds. You see, when they're in their liquid state, then the bonds are constantly breaking and forming, and the molecules are in close capacity with each other. When the water enters its solid form, however, all of this movement stops, and the molecules are locked in place further away from each other when they were in their liquid form, which makes ice bigger than the liquid form, and also gives it the quality of expanding when freezing and making it less dense. I certainly love this property for a good old mansion. Now we're moving into our last set of properties, the solubility property, which are so versatile that it gives water the nickname the universal solvent. I have an example of this type of property here, so if you'll go ahead and focus on that. As I stated earlier, the water molecules are polar, which means that they both have positive and negative components within them. This gives them the ability to bond with all sorts of substances and dissolve them, giving the nickname the universal solvent. As you can see, the water hasn't fully dissolved this salt yet, but once it does, it'll be the perfect spot. And look at that. The universal solvent at its finest. Alright, that's all of the H2O properties we have for today, folks. As always, if you want to buy a property, the link is in the description. And as always, this is free real estate once again. Today we were reviewing H2O, aka water's properties. And it's free real estate.